Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
All right, welcome to the KVJ After the Show Podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show Podcast.
Here we go. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show Podcast. What's up, everybody?
Hey, how's it going, Virginia?
Hey, how's it going with you? We gonna talk like this all the time?
I could do a whole podcast talking like this.
Good, huh?
I could do at least 30 minutes doing it like that.
Is it gonna be impossible to listen to?
I think the good people would listen to this podcast. Just like it's the Jodie Foster podcast.
You could do it, but the audience won't.
Podcast come up with 0 listens.
Yeah, somehow it was negative downloads.
We were just celebrating how many downloads we had yesterday, and then we undo everything.
Yeah, we had a big day yesterday.
We did.
Yeah, it was very nice. Our program director, Randy, had brought out some champagne for us. We got to our 40 millionth download. I'm not really sure what the time frame is on that still, but...
There's a debate. It's 2 years, because she thought it was since we got here, but Denny says it's 2 years, and you know Denny's is not wrong about numbers.
It's from 2019. I saw it with my own eyes.
Okay, so doing 20 million a year, is that basically how that works out?
Damn, that's
Yeah,
good.
That is good.
That is champagneable.
Yeah. Thank you so much to everybody who is doing their part and getting the podcast and sharing it. In fact, Sean had sent an email and he said, hey, I want to thank you guys for the job you do, putting your own time and money into segments for our entertainment. Is there anything we can do besides listen to help you guys out with ratings and stuff like that? And, you know, the biggest thing that you can do with stuff is sharing is caring, they say. And so if you have that ability, when you listen to the podcast, tell somebody else about it and, listen to it.
We share it all the time. You'll see it on our personal. We're allowed to talk about that, right?
Yeah, you can talk about sharing it. Yeah.
I'll put it on my Twitter. You put it on your Twitter. Sometimes I put it on my Facebook. You'll see the link, and when you guys share that and people click on that, it gets more traction for us.
Well, and you know what really helps us? I think that everybody kind of knows that I would love to have. If KVJ were just a podcast, boy, how glorious that would be, huh? We wouldn't have to sit here through commercials and music and all that. We'd be able to just zip through a show and have more time to put a show together, and it would just be a dream. We wouldn't have to worry about any silly little language things. You can say whatever you want to say, and if it happens, oh well. It's just on the podcast. So
that would be cool.
It'd be very cool to have KVJ be that for you. And listening trends are changing, and so is everything else. And the money's just got to be there. That's what it is, because it's what we do for a living. And we're not independently wealthy.
No, and those commercials pay the bills. So
why do you guys have so many commercials? Well, because we want to eat.
Yeah, my kids need new shoes.
But hopefully it all gets better. I realize that day by day, week by week, hopefully we get to a better formula that's good for us and for the audience. So I know what that vision is. We're just not there yet.
And small little wins. Yesterday was a win. You forget about it, move on to the next thing. But it's good to celebrate the little wins, because we know there's going to be some other bullshit that comes along that's not going to be awesome.
Little losses.
There's going to be little losses along the way, as there so often is.
So we appreciate that, and for the podcast growing. And it doesn't have to be just people in South Florida. It can be wherever.
Right.
So we love our out-of-state and out-of-the-country audience as well.
Dude, our Canadian numbers and our Allentown numbers are amazing.
Yeah, doing great. Thank you, Allentown. Got an email here from Veronica about the groundhog that they have there. And we had posted this meme up on our Facebook page. And it's true. The two different thoughts about Groundhog's Day. Up north, 6 more weeks of winter. Yeah, you hate seeing that. And there's a groundhog face. It's like, oh. And then a groundhog out doing the face palm. Except in Florida, where your weather does its own thing. Yeah, we definitely don't want to have the groundhog See the shadow, or we do want to see the
We
shadow.
do.
Yeah, we
because
do.
that means it'll stay nice and cool here for longer. And our cool is like 68 and sunny, which is perfect.
I don't know. The cold today was 40 and my balls were freezing.
Well, it's the middle of the night. You get up with the squirrels and the raccoons.
We really get up early.
Normal people got up when the sun was out.
Well, you got Punxsutawney Phil that is in Pennsylvania, and I didn't realize Staten Island has their own groundhog. And Veronica, who's from Staten Island, who now lives and loves South Florida, said, yeah, I grew up there in Staten Island. It's Staten Island Chuck, not Staten Island Paul.
Okay.
And she said, I cannot believe they pre-recorded his thing because people were noticing there was no snow, and they yanked the Staten Island Chuck out of his hole.
Well, that's funny because my friend that I used to do radio with just sent me a picture, and he's got Buckeye Chuck from Ohio.
Okay.
So are there two Chucks?
Hey, you know what's going on? It's kind of like the whole Bigfoot thing. Bigfoot used to be in one area. Now every state has, it's the Utah Bigfoot. It's the Kansas Bigfoot. They're doing the same thing with the groundhog.
Yeah, it's a novelty. And you know what? Like Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, and they had the movie, and I think they really do. Gobbler's Knob. I think all that stuff's legit, and I think they get a real crowd there. And so anything,
it's good for tourism.
Yeah, Jaybird has a shirt from my area, Hocking Hills in southeastern Ohio, and they've even embraced the whole Bigfoot thing.
It's good money. When I lived in a small town when I went to Chipola, I loved all the little small town weird shit that they would do. Because you're right, they're always looking for some entertainment. Man, there's some goofy bullshit out there. And as Virginia would say, I have hair for it.
Yeah, so
I
everybody
love
does
it.
it.
We all have something that fills our Twinkie.
You guys ever watch the Gilmore Girls? That town, it kind of reminds me of the town that I went up there to Chipola. It's really cozy.
I should have watched the Gilmore Girls because it is a chick show.
I think you'd love the Gilmore. If you want to binge, I would love to do a Gilmore Girls marathon, the original.
First, I got to come over and we got to watch The Usual Suspects so you can get off my ass.
Yeah, and we're going to use that fucking recliner.
Do I have to sit on the shitty sofa?
So many people have come and support. The recliner committee has come out to support me.
It's close to the wall. You can't recline.
You can. You witch? Yes, you can. Again, with these fucking fake...
Who the fuck puts a recliner against a wall?
This guy.
Yeah.
This son of a bitch.
Yeah, there's some emails, people telling you just embrace that couch. Don't get a new one. Have you decided what you're doing yet, Bird?
No, because Virginia the witch put a spell on me, and I don't know how you do that voodoo you
Let
do.
me throw this out. So I haven't pulled down the bag yet and opened it up, but back in the day, I had a shitty couch and a shitty love seat, and somebody gave me these sofa covers that were beautiful. They were white, like a white denim. So they're real thick and they're nice, and I kept them white. You know, I don't spill. And I have them. If you want them to try to cover your shitty sofa with, you can have them.
Oh, geez, with an offer like that,
Yeah.
Kev.
How can you refuse?
Keep your white
How about this?
bullshit.
I'll come over. We'll do a web poll.
Oh, shit.
We'll put them on and we'll take them off and we'll post pictures and let the people tell you what looks better.
I can't
Because
have-
I know you won't listen to me.
I can't have white any kind of fabric. I would spill Kool-Aid on that thing in 24 hours or less.
We can Scotch guard it.
Ooh, what is this?
Scotch guard? You don't know what that is?
I mean, I get the concept, but
It's like basically this coating that you spray onto fabric and it makes it like waterproof.
so I can't spill through Scotch Guard. Bullshit. They said I couldn't break the OtterBox. Did it in a month.
Well, let me just say this. Scotch guard will be preventative.
All right. You know about the Scotch Guard, Kev?
I've heard of it, but I've never put it to the test.
Well, let's do it.
You're not a spilling fuck like myself.
Yeah, I don't have the...
Kevin never spills.
You do not spill.
If he spills, he's drunk.
He spilled one thing in 16 years since I've known him, and it was tragic because he doesn't spill.
Yeah, well, you make up for the both of us.
Your spill numbers are high.
They're up there. My spills per minute are up there.
Spills per minute.
Got an email here for you from Megan, who works for a personalized panty company, and she came across this gem.
Ooh.
It's a pair of panties that they personalize. It says Jaybird Slut on it.
What is that?
Right. You need to...
Are those being ordered by someone and she just saw them, or is she behind the ordering?
I would imagine they've made those for him, because how many other people... I mean, if you're talking Jaybird, it's got to be for you.
Oh, I've never. There's a few other Jaybirds out there, but I don't know anything about this Jaybird Slut thing.
What a fun little Valentine's gift. Some personalized panties.
Okay.
Who is this Jaybird Slut?
And can you send her over?
She also said a P.S. here. Jenny from Forrest Gump died from Hep C, according to the author. In the movie, it says she had an unknown virus, and Hep C was an unknown disease until 1989. Okay.
I mean,
It's speculative.
If we're
'Cause it doesn't say.
if we're going to talk about Gump, I just want to talk about Hump Gump.
The Gump Hump.
He said Gump spilling his seed.
Yes, he did.
I've laughed at that several times throughout the week.
Yeah, old Jenny got it. And Caitlin said, I know why Marcy contacted Jaybird. I think the only logical explanation is she must have seen his profile on dinky1.com.
Which I got to take that off. I get so many weird messages. I've kept it for the show.
You should keep it. It's fun. We'll get drunk. We'll go look through it.
Okay. All right, that sounds fun, actually.
That's fun.
Yeah, okay. She has maybe a new bid idea. Sign Jaybird up for all these random yet oddly specific dating websites. Like once a month, check them out and see what happens. I'm sure Virginia wouldn't mind managing
Like ChristianFarmers.com.
Oh, I don't think they'd like me. I don't think we would gel.
It'd be interesting, yeah. See what you get there.
There is some weird. They had that really low budget one, the alien ghost paranormal one.
Yeah, you did sign up for that one for the show.
We did that for a bit, and it had a little bit of a hiccup in that it would randomly have an auto-filled kind of a response to people, and it would send them out without your consent. And it sent one out to this woman at Port St. Lucie that was in her late 50s, and it said, I'm interested in you, I'd like to take you out. And then she kept hitting me up to go, well, you asked me out, and you're not fulfilling what you were asking.
What kind of a dick asked somebody out and then never asked her out?
The shittiest dating site.
Yeah.
You sign up to get your...
So I was reading into it after we had that discussion yesterday about eHarmony and all the different sites. And actually what some of the crappier ones do, which maybe yours falls into that, they send pre-programmed messages.
Yeah, it's
for
bullshit.
you on your behalf. And that's not cool.
The Dinky one does that. It'll just automatically send like the profile you made up, which I don't agree with.
And some of the profiles aren't real. Like you'll go to match with people and it's a computer generated profile. They're just doing it to up their numbers and make it look like they have a bunch of subscribers.
Oh, that ain't cool.
Not cool at all.
Yeah.
It ain't cool.
So if you're going to go with one of those, go with the best. Go with the most expensive, which is eHarmony.
And always do I know it sucks to spend. I think you said it was like what?
It's a long test. You got to fill out a lot of questions. At least back in the day it was. They have condensed it, I heard, since back in the day. But it's still, it's an analysis of your personality and what you're looking for. And the better you get with that, the less dick pics you're going to get.
And pay for that premium. You got to pay for the premium. It sucks.
Yes.
It's expensive, but I think less dick pics.
$35 a month is nothing when you think about all the dick pics and bad dates you could be stuck on.
Dick pics is such a prevalent problem. You never hear anyone talk about the clit pic or the puss pic. No one ever complains about that because I don't think it happens that often.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be like a...
No one would complain if they
I
got
know.
one.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh my gosh, I got so many clit pics.
Kevin, you're not going to believe it. I got another pussy pic.
I hate it, said no guy ever.
I saw this today about Instagram. They now have a feature that lets you block comments that include specific words and emojis, trying to get rid of those unwanted things.
Hate speak.
They say that just 8 emojis eliminated 90% of the unwanted comments that she used to get. Eggplant emoji, the peach, the drooling smiley face, and 3 different emojis that had their tongue hanging out. apparently are the most disgusting ones to get. And so you filter those out, then that cuts down on the emojis that a lot of dirtbags can send.
The guys that send dick pics love the tongue hanging out emoji.
Oh,
they
right
do.
along with that peach, because they want to take a big old bite of that thing.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. Dick pic guy loves the eggplant.
Loves it. Oh my gosh.
This is rather fascinating as well. They say that there are algorithms that you can now process and analyze people's posts that they put up on social media to tell if they're about ready to dump your ass. They were taking a look at some social media posts, and they were accurately predicting a breakup up to 3 months before it would happen.
Wow.
They say that people, whether intentional or not, will start using more self-focused words like I, me, mine. Even the photos they post seem to be more of just them without their significant other in there. And at a certain ratio, they start to say, we predict trouble in this relationship, and then bam, sure enough, ends.
I always get suspect when, especially if it's a hot girl and she's got a boyfriend, you see her posting all these pictures of they're in love and they're fucking parasailing, doing all that bullshit. And then it's just her doing the selfie. And then it's just her with her girls, but they're still together. They're not broken because there's still relationship on the status. Yeah. But to your point, it's a lot of the girl by herself. And you wonder, is she already broken up with that guy and she's just kind of getting ready to let the world know?
The thrill is gone. The spark is dead.
Is there trouble in paradise?
There's a lag time where she's not ready to say she's done with him, but she's done with him.
Or maybe they're still together, but she knows that there's trouble.
There is something to it. I know just watching my wife and my daughter, there's two different couples that we know that have split up in the last year. And on both, my wife and daughter have done a deep dive on their Instagram. And they were going through looking at the dates, saying this is the last time they posted a photo together where they looked happy. And they said, look back 8 months, they're posting at a frequency of this. And then look 3 months later, the frequency is that. And then there's not a photo. And then officially 2 months later, they're over.
Damn.
Without any. And so you really can go and look, if you're that relationship minded with your social media, and see the status and how a relationship's going based on the photos and the language being used.
I did that before with someone I was interested in, and she had a boyfriend. I wasn't going to make no moves or anything, but kind of like what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Pictures of them doing all this stuff, and then just her.
Yeah.
And they're still together.
Right.
They're in a relationship, but it does not look like it's so loving on social media anymore.
Well, according to this, the analysis is talking about a 3-month window. So if you're looking at the space of 3 months, let's say you're doing that, saying, okay, I know this girl's got a boyfriend, but how close are they?
Yes.
If you're looking back over 2 months and it really is slowed down, she may be 4 weeks away from a breakup.
That's what I've always
on the
wondered.
market.
It may be time to accidentally run into her when she's leaving yoga class or when she's leaving work.
Oh, she's posting at a bar. Huh? I ran into you here.
So I had no idea you'd be here.
What's new? Your boyfriend's not here.
Yeah, I notice it's just you and your girls. Y'all want to bang uglies?
I think people definitely do that. I know I've done it before.
It's a smart move. Deep dive, yeah. If there's a girl you like, chances are she's not going to be with him forever.
Well, if you're interested in someone, I
stalk them.
I did kind of cyber stalk the person. Yeah, you're right. What a psycho.
And does this make sense to you? I was looking at this study that was done. They said that women were more likely to move to a new state after a divorce than men. And it's close. It's 26% of divorced women move within 12 months of their finalized separation. This happened for the year 2019, 23% of men. But I still was surprised that almost a quarter of all people who end a marriage move out of state.
Interesting.
Doesn't surprise me.
Really?
Yeah,
That seems like a high number to me.
Because I think for some people, they need to be out of sight, out of mind with the memories. They look at that divorce. For some people,
Fresh start.
They're shedding that skin and they're starting a new chapter in their life.
I will look at everything. I want the surroundings to be different. I don't want the memories.
Yeah, because who knows what
Yeah.
their circle of friends, if they're assholes about the breakup.
If you don't have kids, it's super easy to do. I mean, when I was young, I moved like 6 times. I loved it. I went from, Louisiana to Mississippi. I went to New York City, Alabama. Like, I was all over the place.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Having kids changes the game. I mean, for me, if anything ever goes down, I know it's just me that I got to worry about. Y'all got, anchors to deal with.
When you get divorced and you have kids and like all kinds of adult commitments, like a house, and it makes it more difficult.
Well, and what's interesting too,
I did it right.
on this. What stood out to me, Florida is number one with both divorced men and women for leaving the state.
Huh.
And I think it makes sense for 2 reasons. One, we're already transplants. So
Right.
let's say you moved to Florida, you had fun, you got in this great relationship, you're hanging out the beach, you're enjoying the palm trees and everything else that comes with Florida, and then that marriage ends.
Because he cheated on you with a Hooters girl.
You just want to get the hell out. And
You want to get away
typically-
from everything that Florida meant.
Right, and it probably means running home or somewhere else saying, I got to get out of here. So I think that does make sense, that why divorced people leave the state faster than anybody else. I get that. And they say also divorced men from other states are first most likely to move to Florida. It's the number one state, and probably for that reason.
Because they want a Hooters girl.
They got hot chicks, they got beaches.
It's so funny you say Hooters girl. There was a scandal back in the day with an Atlanta Braves player who I think was married at the time who got a Hooters waitress pregnant.
Okay.
But it was the Hooters down here, I believe.
He wasn't just messing with the Hooters.
During spring training, I think I know the name. I don't want to say the name just in case I'm wrong, but it was a huge name, Hall of Fame name,
Okay.
that got her pregnant.
Yeah,
that
write it
would've-
down. Write it down for
That would have
Kevin.
been the Hooters when it was at Okeechobee and Military.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Turned into Island Jacks.
I remember that
And
Hooters.
Now it's going to be a Boyle place.
That's who it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, great player. I just don't want to say it if it's wrong.
Show it to me. Let me see.
You
Yeah.
might even know who it is.
Braves, third baseman.
Well, now you're really giving it.
I'll make you work a little bit for it.
I might be wrong. I know it happened, but I don't know if it was with him. The chat room's guessing it.
Okay. They say that divorced women are more likely to move to Texas.
Oh, you would never catch me doing that.
No, you're not going to be a Texas girl, huh?
No, my mom lives in Texas, and I do like to go visit her, but it's a different vibe. There's so much dust, and it's so dry, and all the cowboys, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Is there that many cowboys?
Jay Bird.
I've only been to Texas once with my dad.
Every
for my
other
dad.
motherfucker, even if it's a girl, has a cowboy hat on.
Well, but you're going to San Antonio, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
but not all of Texas is like, all right, man, we love cowboys.
Well, I mean, there's...
Austin's cool, but outside of Austin, it's all yeehaw.
Well, Dallas is very metropolitan, and you get a lot of not cowboy hats, but there is still... I would say the cowboy hat and boot per capita, even in Dallas, is higher than normal, but it's not overrun. I think Houston's pretty big for it. They say that the best state to be single in is Florida.
I believe it.
I believe it too.
Yeah, this is just recently
Unless you're
done.
Jay Bird.
Yeah.
Why?
Pumpkin, we got to get you some action.
No, I like being single. Every time we talk about dating, it was like, oh, Bird's on a dating site. I got somebody for... We're good.
You don't miss the touch?
Kevin, as you were. Just leave me the fuck alone. How about that?
How about that? Yeah, Wallet Hub did it on 27 different factors, including percentage of single adults, the gender ratio, online dating opportunities, drink prices, restaurants per capita, affordability, online dating safety, and how few COVID restrictions they have. And
Okay.
that's what
We
put
don't
Florida
got
at number one.
nothing. No restrictions here. If you want to get loose and bring them out, it's time.
I showed you that picture of that mud fest out in Orlando. I mean, Kev, it looked like a fucking party with no masks on whatsoever.
Yeah, no,
They
I
don't
mean,
give a shit.
they're not doing it. And, I saw DeSantis is doing a victory lap. There were people who are for no lockdowns and all that were retweeting it, and it was DeSantis saying we didn't do lockdowns, and look at California, look at New York, who did, and their economies, and look at us. We just flung the doors open, and we're right in the middle of the list for cases and deaths. And so if lockdowns worked, then we should be the worst, and California and New York should be the best.
He's
That's
right.
not how it is.
He is right on that.
You're dancing on.
It's hard to
politically.
argue.
I'm not political, but
Yeah.
fucker's right.
It's hard to argue.
I'm not going out. You will not catch me in a bar. You will
Yeah.
not catch me at Sunday brunch whooping it up. You just won't. I'm just not ready for that scene. I can't. My brain won't go there yet. But
Unless it's in New Orleans. Didn't you go to a brunch in New Orleans with the hot chicks with the pink?
Huh?
Didn't you go to? I thought you went to like a brunch thing that was socially distanced. They did it the right way. You went on a trip. You showed video of it. Everyone was dressed in pink. You were at.
That was before COVID.
That was before COVID?
That was in January.
Really?
I haven't been to New Orleans during COVID.
Fuck. I thought you went on a road trip somewhere, and I thought you videotaped.
I went to see my family in Kentucky and Nashville.
Nashville. I thought you had a pink. There was.
It was outdoor. Yeah,
but it was done
yeah.
right though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You can go to those things if they're done right.
Outdoor.
Yeah,
I'm
outdoor.
talking about in a bar. You won't see me in a bar like woo woo.
You wouldn't go in,
I wouldn't.
even if it was done right.
I'm still not going in a restaurant. I'm still only outdoor dining.
And you're cool with going in.
Yeah, I have. I'm I got tired of it. I'm just doing whatever. I really did. I wore out. I'm not gonna lie.
Everybody needs to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Don't call Kevin. Don't call me because we ain't going to answer.
Yeah.
If you have something to say about how we're living, we don't care. But everybody should do what they want. What's in your
Yeah.
heart and what's going to protect you and your family. Aren't we tired of yelling at each other?
I just like the defeat. I'm just doing my fucking life, man.
doing it. But, at the same time, I am trying to make a point to stay away from anybody that's susceptible. I'm keeping my little group loose, and we're all on the same page with it.
You're not being an asshole about it.
Yeah, I'm still wearing masks, social distancing, trying to stay outdoors. Not say I wouldn't go indoors, and I'm not often. But, I'm not going to many public places But, I got too damn confused and just lost in all the insanity of you can go in grocery shopping, but you can't go in this indoor place. And I was just like, you know what? I'm burnt out. So I'm doing whatever.
You can't catch COVID here, but you can catch it here. But they're
Yeah.
both outdoors or they're both indoors.
This is
or
stupid, yeah. So
it was a lot of contradicting.
I
for
got
sure.
too confused and I just quit. So, but I am still doing the other precautions they recommend. And they are saying that it is younger adults they're finding that are fueling the spread of COVID in the
No
U.S.
shit.
Well, they're full on just making out.
Yeah. And, they, for the most part, are the ones that can handle it the best.
Right.
There's those weird strains where you get a bad deal of it and somebody young gets something my wife still can't smell. There's still some bad stuff. But, like my uncle, that was a guy that had to watch his ass because he's already weak before that. So, the COVID not good for a dude like that.
You got to watch your ass when you get them dog sniffers around to check for COVID. Literally watch your ass. They dig deep.
Yeah.
COVID butt is real.
COVID butt is real.
They found that 65 out of every 100 COVID-19 infections through the end of October originated in adults 20 to 49. And they say the biggest increases in disease spread were linked with adults 35 to 49 after the reopening of schools in many states. So they're narrowing down who's spreading it and what's going on.
I heard you can't get it from a sneeze, Kevin. From wrong.org.
Well, the thing that I like is just as they're rushing out the vaccines, seeing older people.
Yeah, I think
them
Florida
and
is getting
protecting.
more
Yes,
than we
they are.
expected. They were
Yeah.
going to give like a certain number, and they're giving like thousands more, and that's good.
I was kind of surprised. I won't say the store where I was at, but I was at a store getting the soap, and I accidentally walked into the vaccine area where they were sticking this old woman, and then I went around the other way to get out of there, and I ended up almost like up her ass getting this soap, and she looked.
Did she smell like COVID?
She looked back at me like, "What are you doing back there?" I'm getting soap. Like I felt like they wanted to kill me, but it wasn't really marked off. It was.
That happened to me. I didn't get up her ass, but I was in, Publix where they were doing it, and it was very open.
Mr. Magoo.
There's no private consult room.
There's not. That's what was weird. I literally watched this old woman get stuck in her arm, and I didn't want to see that shit. I'm like, old flesh with the needle? I did not. I was there to get soap. That's what I signed up for.
I got Tom from Coral Springs talking about the Facebook photo issue you'd have where some were disappearing. And Tom said, I had the same problem with Facebook recently. Both my wife and I had noticed that old pictures were missing.
Really?
And I did some research and learned that Facebook had a glitch that caused pictures around 2009 and 10 to be removed from your profile.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm not losing my mind.
They took out your pictures. Did they put them back? Have they said that?
I don't know. I would hope they do,
Or are
but
they just
are
gone
they lost
forever?
now, or is it like, hey, what did you do in 2009, Tom? I don't know.
Well, when you say glitch, that means that something went wrong, but we figured it out. And did you fix it?
You know Zuckerberg didn't do that bullshit. He likes to feel the pain.
Thanks, Zuckerberg. I had so many beers in 2009, 2010. I don't remember where I was and what I did. I was relying on my Facebook memories, asshole.
Yeah, that's the lesson, though. Don't.
Don't rely on my Facebook memories.
Don't rely on your Facebook memories.
I just like you calling Zuckerberg an asshole.
I love that time hop thing, how it shows you stuff from 10 years ago. I'm like, wow, I did that.
Hate it so
Shit,
much.
I'm
It's always a painful memory.
It's always an ex-girlfriend.
It's always a way back when. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's never good.
Mm-hmm. I thought these were fun. If famous brands had an honest slogan, Walmart, you may hate us, but you'll buy our cheap Chinese-made crap.
I bitch so much about Walmart, and my ass was there buying some I haven't. Oh, they're in my car. I bought some Walmart cookies. They're new, and I wanted to try them out with y'all, but I forgot.
Damn.
You fuckers don't like
you
cookies.
Brought us, I would have eaten a cookie.
Mama is ready to pounce on junk food right now.
Look at you. You got somebody.
She's ruining my diet because she is so open with eating the fatty foods right now.
You
I gotta
go
support
for it.
her.
I'm starting my juice cleanse tomorrow, so you better get me today.
One last ride.
Let's do this.
We should go to the grilled cheese place today.
And eat all the cookies in your car.
Wow, look at that, huh?
I've got this strawberry cheesecake cookie, Fat Kevin,
What?
that I've never tried before.
That's not real.
No, what's amazing is I had it in my book bag at one point, and I took them out. My book bag still smells like cheesecake cookies.
Strawberry cheesecake cookies?
If it was a cologne, I would bottle it up and put it on my neck. I would.
Damn.
Imagine if a chick smelled like that. All right.
Well, now you know how to get Jaybird. You'd be like Army Hammer trying to eat bitches.
Oh, I had a question too. I every now and then I'll say chick, and I don't mean any disrespect by it. Someone sent me a message. It's disrespectful to call women chicks. Virginia, can you weigh in on that?
I mean, I think we're a little too sensitive.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, girls are chicks, guys are dudes. What's the deal?
What's the deal?
It is what
They're
it
like,
is.
Bird, it's so 2010 to be saying chicks. You got to do better than that. I'm like, okay.
That would be a good litmus test if I could hang with somebody. If somebody's like, Kev, you shouldn't say chick, I'd be like, you know what? It's
Go
probably,
fuck yourself.
It's probably good for us to keep distance because,
I'm done with
I'm
this.
a little coarse in my language. And
If
so
that's the worst thing, you say you're fine.
Yeah, I don't.
I love and respect women.
Exactly.
But I'm going to say the word chick.
I call a lot of girls. My new favorite thing is to call them hookers. And that's just funny to me. I like to call Magnolia's friends hookers.
Imagine if I'm like, Kev, I was hanging out with these
Teenage
hookers.
girls.
Teenage girls. It's funny to me, but I don't know. I don't have a really good gauge.
Well, sometimes it's funny. You're not calling somebody a bitch, but you're like, these bitches over here. That's funny sometimes.
Sometimes I mean it as a compliment.
That's what I mean.
That is a real bitch right
like,
there.
these bitches are so funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not disrespecting the female gender.
No.
It's just, it's more like slang and almost a term of endearment.
They dealt with that on that History of Curse Words on Netflix with Nicolas Cage. And they were talking about, like, for instance, the song That Bitch. That it's almost like a very confident woman.
I'm that bitch. Still that bitch.
I'm that bitch. I am that bitch. Yeah. Where it's,
it's a thing.
Yeah, I'm powerful. It's a statement of power now. It's I'm capable. I'm this. I am going to take on anybody. I'll whoop any man's ass. I'm that bitch.
I'm a savage.
Yeah.
Bougie. Ratchet. I'm that bitch.
And
been that bitch.
And there's a difference between that and then going, Virginia, you're a bitch. Like, there's a difference between that.
There
is,
true
yeah.
as well.
But you know what I mean, though?
That's what they were saying.
Saying that to
how
a woman
is,
like that, you're a bitch. That's
inflection. It's
Yeah.
intent.
To me, intent always should be the most important thing. When someone's saying something, if you honestly know their intent, you should be cool with what they're saying.
Yeah.
Keep saying chick.
Yeah.
You're fine.
And don't go with hooker for teenage girls. Can you imagine those emails? Yeah, Jaber keeps calling teenage girls hookers.
Oh my God. No, I meant to say these bitches. I meant to say that. I meant term of endearment.
If famous brands had an honest slogan, Diet Coke, because you're fat, but you want to pretend like you're doing something about it.
That's pretty true.
That's funny.
Nestle, we love slave child labor.
Oh, damn.
Damn, I hate guilt with my chocolate.
And that was the stock you wanted to buy. We got to look into that.
No shit.
We got to make sure we're not buying child labor stocks. That's a bad look.
Speaking of getting canceled on Twitter.
Nordstrom, we're the Walmart for wealthy white people.
Damn.
Does Nordstrom have good deals out of all?
No.
Okay, they're still fancy.
Nordstrom's never had a good deal, but they have nice stuff.
It is.
You can find a decent deal when they put stuff on sale, but even when they put it on sale, it's pretty pricey. You're there for the customer service. You used to be there for the returns. They used to take anything back. You could buck something up and take it back, like a shoe you wore for a year. If it broke a year after you bought it, you could bring it back and get a new shoe. I did that. Mm-hmm. They stopped doing that.
Yeah.
They stopped that policy. But I still love Nordstrom. It's pricey, but it's a fun shopping experience if you like a classy experience.
Yeah,
You're speaking Jaybird's language.
She went too long on the explanation, Kevin. I'm already fucking tweeting.
And then
I like the perfume section.
I was like, holy shit, she's still talking about fucking Nordstrom?
I like the lingerie area.
Red Lobster, let's be honest. You're only here for the biscuits.
I mean, amen.
They are right. If I want to eat some frozen ass lobster, sorry.
That FAL?
Nobody wants a frozen ass lobster.
Would you be bummed out if you had to eat Red Lobster's popcorn shrimp?
No, I would eat it.
It's so good.
That's some frozen ass shrimp,
But,
though.
I don't give a shit. It's so good with their cocktail, with their cocktail sauce. It's cocktail sauce.
Shrimp and cock.
Arby's, our sandwiches may look like your ex's vagina, but we taste better. Yeah.
They're the beef. No, they got the meats.
The beef and cheese. Oh.
That every time I hear that, who does that commercial?
Arby's, we got the meats.
I just think of a hot, sweaty shit that's coming right after they say that. I was like,
You think of meat shit.
I do. I think of the meat shits. As soon as I hear that there's nothing appetizing, we got the meats. I'm like, yeah, and then you've got big, sloppy, hot, sweaty dumps later.
It's not the best slogan.
No, I don't think so either. I'm like, nothing about that's appetizing to me. I just see a big fat guy taking a monstrous, sweaty shit.
Oh my God, you're making me want
got the
Arby's.
It doesn't make me want the beef and cheddar.
It's working on Virginia, though.
She's gross.
That's pretty much it. All righty, fun stuff. Guys, enjoy your Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.
Cleveland Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.